the moment he stepped out of the door, just 1 foot out, the first foot was out. He didn't make it out. The next foot didn't make it out. He just collapsed. Just like that. And he was gone.
As in like he died?
Yeah, he died.
Oh my God. And we are
not live. How's that? Does that work as a...
I prefer the old one now, but
Really? Okay. I mean, we've got to figure out a way to make this like, identifiable, but...
And we are not live, then that's...
I know, but like, Yalabat has the but we don't have... I was just watching all episodes of Dead Air and we don't have like an identifiable vocal sound.
Okay, you guys let us know
Yes.
if like we are not live is like a thing.
We keep asking you guys, but nobody's replied about this yet.
Really, man?
Yeah, because they're so focused on ghost stories.
I think they just skip. Give your time code, you also skip us bastards, yeah.
We put in so much work.
Yeah, but today got another person here.
Yes. I swear the entire conversation is not going to be us starting to use it. Hey, what do you think?
About the not live thing, right? I was going to chip in.
Okay, sure.
Okay, yes.
I think it's fine.
See?
Alright, fine.
Organic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, look, you know best about like organic and like social and everything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So today we have a very special guest.
We do.
I would coin her as the next generation of horror creator in Singapore. Yeah, the next. I feel so old.
No,
that's
not saying
a lot.
this.
Next generation. No, that's the thing. Here, okay. I'll say it in a way so that it still has that next generation vibe, but doesn't make you feel so old. The future
Okay.
of horror.
That's why it's
podcast.
Okay.
Genesis Lim, everybody.
Hey.
Hi, Genesis team. Yeah.
I
A
feel
bit awkward.
No. It's okay.
It's like a lot of cameras looking at me.
You will ease into it.
if it makes you feel better, right? First, we've been doing this for a while. The moment you went, hi, Genesis Lim, I was expecting applause. I was like, we never have applause.
Yeah, I do it for myself.
Okay. Yeah.
So maybe the spirits are passing. See, this one young blood.
Very clever, this one. Always brings it back to the horror.
Yeah.
All right, so for those of you who don't know, Genesis Lim was named the winner of Mediacorp's Be a Podcastar talent hunt in 2024 for her show Too Many Ghosts Nowadays. Since then, she has co-hosted the ScreamApura Tales with our good friends Hafiz Rahman and Ravi G.
Oh, good friends, yo. Yes.
We've had them on at least 2
Hafiz and
episodes.
Ravi, fantastic guys to work with.
I
Fantastic
agree.
guys. Lovely.
I mean, we're not going to be like, helping them move or anything like that. I think okay lah.
So you may also know her from this, I don't know, like this relatively famous show called 周公讲鬼 from 972 FM that, every Friday 10 p.m. that's
11
live.
p.m.
Sorry. Every Friday 11 p.m. that's live.
We're keeping that in. You're not editing that out. You're not.
I'm a good fan. I'm a big fan of the show. When I heard Genesis on the show itself, I thought that was quite interesting. Yeah. Because Dennis, he likes to bring in new people to share ghost stories with different perspectives. So
Even oh gosh, I'm blanking on his name. One of our previous guests for Tales was also there.
Who? So many guests.
Yeah, I know.
Which one?
Oh god, I'm blanking. Never mind. Forget it.
No, you tell me Chinese. Is it Chinese guy?
No,
Malay?
Indian lah.
Does?
Yes, that's.
There you see, you had the name. What?
No, I had the name after she reminded me who it was lah.
Because Das speaks so many languages. It's very hard.
Yeah, he doesn't really fit into one race. He's just Singaporean.
Singaporean. Yeah. So Das was also on the show.
Yeah.
For a bit. I mean, he does have regular celebrities, people like just talents on there lah. So I thought that was quite interesting. And people who follow this show know that I'm quite a big fan of 周公讲鬼's content. It really kept me sane during the pandemic.
Same. That was for me. I was also a fan back then.
Yeah, it's how things have changed.
How things have changed, tables have turned. Yeah. That's quite crazy to me. Like,
See,
just flip the table.
I was gonna just jump ahead. It's like, what was that like the first time you met him?
Oh, it was like meeting. I don't know. Okay, I don't know how I can say this properly, but it's like meeting a god.
听到没有？周公他叫你神呢。I'm gonna clip this part and then I just send you. Then you go and send to 周公。Yeah.
I wanted to say something in Mandarin, and literally all I can do is 你好。
Why like that feeling?
Oh, because as you were saying, right, during the pandemic, I don't know how it kept you sane, but for me, I was introduced to this show by actually my mom. My mom quite auntie. Then she introduced the show to me and I was, okay, I enjoyed it because she knows I like horror. And then subsequently, during the pandemic, I was cooped up at home and all I did was binge listen to like a lot of episodes at one go. It was so nice. I enjoyed it a lot. And then I would follow it every Friday. Subsequently, after I ran out of episodes to listen to after like binging, right?
11 p.m., right?
11 p.m., yeah.
11 p.m, Carl.
Yes. I don't listen to the live
11
one
PM.
because I have a life.
Look, you were doing so well. I honestly thought like, wow, this guy like should be doing the PR and everything. Then you screwed up the time. I was like,
Maybe they used to be 10 p.m. Who knows?
okay.
Okay. Fair.
Yeah,
11 p.m.
It was 11 when I was listening.
Yeah, 11 to 12. 11 to 12. Yeah, because Friday. Yeah, it's a 1 hour time slot.
1 hour time slot. Then subsequently, when I saw Zhou Gong for the first time, right, in person, right, it was very surreal to me. It felt like I stepped into like a movie scene, I felt like some Cinderella. Then, like I don't know, Cinderella, there's like the sparkles, right? Then the dresses like just come out. I was like, whoa. I never thought he had this aura, I felt was very magical.
Was there like glowing sparkles?
I think almost. Yeah, almost.
So wait, the first time you met him was at the talent hunt itself?
No.
Or was it before that?
It was before that. It was during the talent hunt, actually.
Okay.
During the competition phase. And then I was very lucky to have been given a chance to guest star on Zhou Gong. Then it was like a dream come true for me.
Oh, wow.
Nice. I listened to the episode where you were on. You can tell that you're quite nervous.
It's a good thing.
Normal.
It's a good thing.
Yeah, it was like my first time on radio. I was so scared.
Yeah. I mean, we've not been on radio before lah. I mean,
I have.
Oh, sorry.
I'm not trying.
Sorry, Mr. Worldwide.
I'm not trying to. Did you just compare me to people?
No, Mr. Worldwide means like you up
Okay. I mean, I wouldn't have taken offense if you compared me to Pitbull lah, but still.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I know what you mean. Like you.
Yeah, it was like, wow, like there were a lot of people in the room, by the way, because there were there are many different co-hosts for Zhou Gong, right?
Yeah.
Then that day there was about like, 7, 8, I can't remember. Then when I was speaking, they were all looking at me and it was just me facing the mic. It was so scary.
Did they give you the questions in advance?
No.
Oh.
No, but because basically the format of Zhou Gong Jiang Gui, his show is basically you come in with the story straight away. Then after that, they kind of dissect it. If there's a need for it, if not, they move on.
Okay.
Yeah. So I presume that they script quite a lot of it in the sense whereby they make sure everything flows well before they speak, right? Because it's really like you need to. I mean, in the term Malam Seram your way through, because Malam Seram he does that live. He reads it and then he translates it and boom out.
Oh yeah.
But you need to do it, which is very hard. I don't think we can do it.
Okay.
I think people will call in stop laughing, guys. Stop making stupid jokes, guys. I will give me the ghost story. 2 hours later, then we give.
We can't even keep our intro straight lah. I don't think we can do anything like that just yet.
That's the best part, right?
It is the best part.
You see, the irony is that dead air is not dead air. It's live.
Just gotta drink my water.
Yeah.
Lovely.
So let me take a step back lah. Like, so what led you to the podcast talent hunt?
What led me to the podcast talent hunt? Actually, it was really just by chance. I feel like there was something nudging me. It felt like the universe just kind of nudged me to that direction because I very accidentally came across this talent hunt. It wasn't like sent to me, or it was like nobody like sent me this thing. Then I was like, okay, just why not, right? To me, my mindset is trying is free,
Yeah.
Just go and try. I love like trying new things, quite adventurous.
Nice. So now we know there was no entry fee lah.
There was no entry fee. Exactly.
Yeah.
Chinese free.
Very
easy
important
there,
point.
easy there.
Yes.
We still have to work with them.
No, I mean, like it's a genuine thing. Like some contests, I'm not even saying Mediacorp, but some contests they always have entry fees, and then you're like, ugh, must pay $20 for a chance to not win. Okay. But yeah, no, I'm sorry, as you were saying.
Yeah, it was like a everyone free for all kind of thing. It's like, okay, let's just go with it. So because I enjoy horror content a lot, before I joined the competition, I was also a fan of Zhou Gong lah. And that was really kind of what, really, I don't know what your experience was, but it really kept me sane throughout the pandemic. And I also listened to Malam Seram. So I think I just really like horror a lot. So I just decided to go down this path and share my love for horror with bigger audiences through the competition.
But what like, let's take a step back.
Step back.
So what started your obsession with horror?
Okay. I think two things lah. First is that I have always been very curious about the spiritual world, supernatural things. Just a curious person in general. Second thing, which I think is probably the stem of it all, is that there was someone in my family who I didn't have a chance to meet. He was working in the spiritual realm. So he was like a medium of sorts. I thought it was very interesting. I didn't get a chance to meet him. If I did, like, whoa, that'd be really cool. But I just didn't get to explore in that direction. So I wanted to take it a step further myself.
Interesting. Can you share like who's that person?
Oh, can. I was waiting for that.
Share.
The person is my late grandfather from my maternal side. He was like a tanki, kind of. Yeah, so I felt it was very interesting lah. Then I didn't get to meet him, but I've heard stories about what he's done and some of the really cool spiritual, supernatural stories, and just floored me. So here I am now.
So is basically, I would say that maybe it's also because like there's some lineage thing going on lah. Like the spiritual side, because to be the tanki, from one, tanki is basically a spiritual medium lah, that allows the spirit to enter your body, a deity's body, to fight evil things. You need to have a certain lineage. You need to have, it could be a curse also, a family curse, like to allow the deity in exchange for something lah. Then you are sensitive to that realm. Plus the fact that you listen to the stories, oh, it's so cool.
Yeah, it's so cool. Yeah, really. But right, I don't have the third eye law. So I don't have this, I didn't inherit this lah.
He had the third eye.
I know, he didn't have the third eye actually. He was just sensitive to spirits, but it didn't come naturally. It was like sometime during his life, then it happened to him. And then he was able to do it for other people and help them.
Interesting.
Do you remember because you said you never met your grandfather, do you remember the first story that you heard about your grandfather in this regard as a tanki?
So I heard, the first story I heard was actually very interesting. It was already when he was has been doing it for some time. It was when there was this guy, okay, he was like a contractor, so he was trying to help people like chop down trees or something, I don't know. But when he came to seek my grandfather for help back then, he was already very sick, like bedridden kind of sick. So his family was asking like what's wrong, because the doctors cannot find anything wrong with him. So my grandfather was like, okay, let me go and take a look. So he went to his house because he was bedridden, right? And then he found out subsequently that it was because this guy, he accidentally offended a spirit, that was residing in one of the trees that he had like disrespected or chopped down. I don't know what he was doing lah. Maybe he peed on the tree. I really don't know. Then
possible.
Yeah, possible, right? Then because of that, I think the spirit was very xiong. It's a very fierce spirit lah. It was like, it just didn't let him go. And my grandfather was like, okay, I will help you to try to get rid of it, just perform some ritual. So he came back. He had to like rest for some time, gain some energy. I really don't know. When he came back to help do the ritual, he did, I remember this was very clear to me. He warned the guy, he said, when I'm performing the ritual, I don't know what you might end up hearing, seeing or feeling, but any kind of discomfort, pain, just bear with it. it will be over after the ritual is done. Just make sure that you don't step out of the house. And he said, okay, please do the ritual for me. I'm in a lot of pain. So as my grandfather started the ritual, halfway through, it was like all the ching, chang, chang, all this, right? Then halfway through, he heard the guy, he was screaming like at the top of his lungs. It was like a very, I really don't know what he saw, but it was like he was in a lot of agony, a lot of pain. And, you know, this guy was bedridden, right, for a few weeks. Suddenly I don't know how, he mustered the energy to leap out of bed. And he was like dashing towards the door. I was like, let me out, let me out. And then his family member tried to hold him back. But they were saying, hey, he said that you cannot leave. No, go back, go back. But he was like, no, I'm in a lot of pain. No, you have to let me out. And then I guess they relented. The moment he stepped out of the door, just one foot out, the first foot was out. He didn't make it out. The next foot didn't make it out. He just collapsed. Just like that. And he was gone.
As in like he died?
Yeah, he died.
Oh my God.
Okay. If this is the first story you heard about your grandfather's a tanki, right? It is no surprise that you do what you do.
Yeah.
It was very interesting with me.
Yeah.
So when was this? Do you know the era? Like 80s, 90s?
My grandfather passed away when he was quite young. So probably quite some time back. I would say maybe 80s.
80s.
That's amazing. Like literally the first story I heard about
70s or 80s maybe.
Yeah, first story I heard about my grandfather was that he farted in a lift and pretended that he wasn't the one. So very different types of stories.
Yeah. So like so that whole journey of your grandfather was kind of told to you when you were younger.
Yeah, I was younger.
Was it like specifically told to you, or like was it like on your family gatherings? Then they will try to like remember him and just tell. Then you were there like listening.
Yeah, I was just there listening. No, actually, I was just curious. Let's say the first thing was I was curious, right? So because I didn't get a chance to meet him, so I was asking my mom like, how was he like as a person? What did he do? Then subsequently, it came out in the conversation. Then okay lah, what a cool grandfather I have.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's amazing.
Would you like are you like are your family like pangtang to share this kind of story, or they are like chill?
Quite chill.
Quite chill.
Yeah, very chill.
Are they because you know horror as horror creators, like family will be quite, hey, you do horror, you tell ghost stories, then a bit pangtang. You get two reactions. One is like, I don't want to know. The pangtang, be careful. The other is like, hey, I got ghost story tell you. I'm sure you have experienced that, right?
Mine I think half eh.
Half.
Some family members, they're like, hey, I think you must be careful. Next time you go at night, someone you girl, you be careful.
Someone you girl. What does it have to do with anything? If you're talking about physical danger, yes, of course. But what does it have to do with the spirit
This one
world?
I don't know.
I like to believe the spirits are slightly less sexist.
Yes, of course.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then the others is like, I got ghost story tell you.
Yeah, some
Nice.
of them, they just come to me like, okay, sure.
So do you like start writing it down? I need to get this and then tell you on my podcast or on Chokong's podcast.
I do that. I will ask them. I was like, okay, do you want to share this with other people? Then they're like, yes.
Yes, yeah. Shaping up to be a horror creator.
I can relate. I mean, okay, so from your grandfather's stories all the way to the podcast, like what did you, when you started the podcast, what did you want to do? Was it just a case of, I just want to share these stories, or was it a case of, I want to find out more ghost stories? And could you tell us a little bit about Too Many Ghosts Nowadays also?
Okay, can I tell you I tell you in chronological order what happened to me, okay? So when I was young, I heard about grandfather interested, didn't get a chance to explore. But then a few years later, the opportunity came, right, in the form of the Mediacorp's podcast talent hunt competition. And then during one of the rounds, I was sharing like, okay, I at the start I chose to do horror because you can choose whatever you want to talk about, right? Yeah, I'm interested in a lot of things but horror is my number one. So I chose horror because I wanted to share my interest and my love for horror. And also I just want to share my grandfather's story. That was really cool. Then during the competition phase, I met someone quite special. It's like I just talked to her, and then she was just sharing with me that she got a third eye and everything. and she was a very spiritual person. Because I never really had a lot of experience with people who are very spiritual. I never had experiences with people who had a third eye. So I thought it was very interesting. The more she shared with me, the more convicted I was that I wanted to explore more and learn more about this realm. So I just continued, breathed through it, weathered through it. And then after the competition ended, then I'm really happy because I got a chance to continue sharing all these stories, this love for horror, in the form of my own podcast, which is Too Many Ghosts Nowadays. So I rebranded it. During the competition, it was like called something else.
Okay.
Yeah. So in Too Many Ghosts Nowadays, we release episodes like every Tuesday, and we share just horror stories, like something like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes there are stories that I think is very interesting. Sometimes we talk about different supernatural themes. It's a solo show, so I kind of get to yap about whatever I want to yap about.
Something we can understand. Like,
I yap, they listen.
So how has it been like you know, creating your own show?
How has it been like? Oh, it's such a new experience because I am quite new to this, but I really enjoy it. I just think that it's been a journey. I managed to have interactions with many different kinds of people, and yeah, it's just very eye-opening, especially now that I'm able to be sitting here. Like, I think I'm so lucky. I'm able to be sitting here and talking to you guys about supernatural. This is like a dream come true for me.
You've met Dennis Chu. We appreciate the compliment.
Yeah.
But we know where we sit.
Yeah, we know where we sit. We know where we sit. We're not Dennis Chu.
But I wanted to ask, so like, you know, prior to starting the podcast, the supernatural was very much, I assume it was mostly just what you heard about your grandfather's stories.
Correct.
And then now you're creating supernatural content itself. Has that like changed your view of the supernatural a little bit?
So at the start, it was more of a curious concept to me. But now, it's also a curious concept.
So where do you produce it?
When?
The show, where do you produce
Where
it?
do I produce it? Okay, this is a bit iffy. I got my secrets, but I can let you all know today.
I mean, we can cut it out if you don't want to tell us.
It's fine. Because I stay in the dorm in school. So I'm still in uni. And like there's this secret room, right, in school, right, that has a soundproof pod. Because my room is so noisy in the dorm. Like everyone's screaming all the time. I don't know what they're screaming about. So I have to go to this secret soundproof pod and I just produce it in that small room. It's very cozy.
Why is it a secret?
Secret, because not a lot of people know about it.
Oh, okay.
A lot of people don't use it because it's quite secluded.
Okay.
I assume it's an official room.
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't break it. I didn't trespass.
Well, I would imagine you will do it with Mediacorp at Mediacorp's campus.
I think it's more convenient for me to do it as and when.
Right.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Because it's quite near. I just walk a bit
You just walk.
to the
You
secret
don't need to reveal
place.
too much. Later people steal your space.
okay.
Later people steal your space.
Yeah, please don't.
Suddenly you go down there, it's like, oh, sorry, and you was like,
Yeah. Better not. There's only one person in the room at one time.
Oh, that's nice that you got your nice little private space to do this.
Yeah, nice. I mean, I'm always an advocate for, you know, doing it in your own space. I think podcast is something that is very personal. So doing it in a place where you feel the most comfortable is better. The story comes out easier as to like somewhere which is foreign. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But basically, right, let me translate what Wayne asked Genesis, because he asked like, how has it changed and so. This whole translation to me being a horror podcaster is just got ghost story, you know. After you kena, after you do this podcast, have you experienced
I was
anything?
leading up to it. You don't just dive in like that, man. Swim a little bit.
Yeah, you
first.
swim and then I die for you. So
Cannonball more like it.
What the fans would want to know is,
Of course.
after producing horror podcast, have you experienced anything supernatural?
After producing, I had one incident, but I'm not very sure if you will count it as an incident.
Oh, let's try.
Let them judge. Yeah.
Okay, you all can be the judge of it. So I think I'm quite crazy. Then I got another friend who was quite crazy.
Why do they always start this way? Lisa?
Yeah, why? Okay, let's go.
Must prepare you guys for my craziness first.
Sure.
Okay.
No, actually I have two crazy friends. So was the three crazy people. after like knowing that I have my own horror podcast, then they're also quite interested. They were thinking like, hey, since you are so into horror, then I also want to see ghosts one time before I die. Like, why not we go and explore the cemetery lah? So it was 2 guys, 1 girl. I was a crazy girl. We went after, I remember it was on a Friday night because it was after 做工.
Wow. Okay.
So after 11 p.m. to 12 a.m., right? We're done. Then by then it was already like 1+ because I was waiting for them. They still went to get McDonald's or whatever because they wanted to eat Macs in the cemetery. I don't know what they were thinking.
Okay. This was recent, right?
Yeah, this was like just a few months back only.
Okay.
Very recent.
Okay.
I'm quite recent on 做工.
Yeah. 2024, I remember. 2024 was a few months ago only. Okay, right? Then?
Yeah, so after they got McDonald's and they met me, then we went to Bukit Brown.
Oh, okay.
But then it was about 1+ already. So we just started walking to Bukit Brown. So Bukit Brown is quite big. There's like the main area, which looks more prim. And there are also more like
quieter areas.
Yeah, quieter areas lah.
You drove, right?
We didn't drive.
Then how you get there?
Oh, we took Grab. We took Grab there. Then we walked.
Where did they drop you?
At the main entrance.
So
They
gates.
willing to drop you at the main entrance.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay, wait.
money is money.
Sorry, take a step back. When you put the pin, I know the road name Lorong Hawas or something. The Grab driver never ask you.
No, they never asked.
Never.
They just see these 3 people just talking in the car, talking about other things, and he just dropped us off at the cemetery.
They never said, the person never said anything.
nothing,
You're going
nothing.
cemetery, you're okay or not?
Oh, nothing. The guy didn't care.
Bro, I wouldn't even pick up. If I was a Grab driver, I said 1 a.m. Lorong Hawas. No. No.
I like to believe the Grab driver saw the 3 of y'all, saw where y'all were going, and thought
Maybe he saw 4 of us. I don't know.
Oh, damn.
maybe, but he probably thought to himself, or he or she probably thought to himself, like, I'm gonna look at the newspapers tomorrow and see what happens.
Okay.
I might have a very good story to tell my other passengers next time.
There was one guy who was coming in with like boots. One of my friends came in with like boots and pants and everything. And he also had a first aid kit. Because
That's
this
smart.
friend,
That's smart.
Very
he
smart.
brings a first aid kit with him everywhere he goes. He's that kind of guy.
Like a full, like full.
Yeah.
Hang on.
That would be too much.
Do you say that this friend was crazy?
Yeah.
Because he sounds very logical. to
No,
me.
but like when you say like he brings a full first aid kit everywhere, bro.
See,
what, you an ambulance?
You're saying all these things now. If you're his friend and you cannot injured, right? You're gonna just be thankful to every deity.
It's not the metal box.
Yeah lah.
It's like in the, I don't know, can
Pouch,
zip
ah,
one,
like a
can zip
pouch,
pouch, big pouch, yeah.
Yeah.
Put in his bag.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then back to the story. So you went to a very quiet part of the cemetery. You all walk in lah.
We walked in. But before we walked in, so we walked in, right? At the main entrance, I smelled this like stench. But I just didn't
What stench?
probe.
What did it smell like?
It smelled like garbage. Like rotting garbage.
Okay. At the gates
Near the gates, yeah.
Okay.
We took a few steps in, then I smelled that. Then my friends didn't smell anything.
Okay. Then?
So, I just ignored it. Then we continued walking further deeper into the quieter areas. And it was there that, we were not that crazy to go all the way in. So we walked in. It was the trees were very narrow. The path was very narrow. There were trees on both sides. And there were graves on the 2 sides of the path. So that was how it looked like. And the deeper we walked in, we started hearing like dogs barking. Then we didn't want rabies, so we turned back. And when we turned back, I don't know, maybe I heard wrongly, but I heard like a small sound saying, "Hey, hi." That was all I heard. But I stopped for a while, and my friend sounded like it came from the trees.
You said, "Hey, hi." You heard
Yeah.
on the left or the right side of you?
This is right.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Male voice or female?
Female. It's like a small
Oh.
girl voice.
Small girl.
Yeah, small girl.
But it's when you turn when you were turning.
We were turning back, walking out already.
Oh, you walking out.
Walking out already. So I didn't look back because we were already walking out. So I just walked out. Yeah, I just ignored it. And my friend also didn't hear anything. Maybe I heard wrong lah. Okay, maybe it was a bit soft. I heard wrong, maybe. But by the time we were done exploring, we explored other quieter paths as well. And by the time we were done, it was about 2-3 a.m. And around that time, we were back at the main road. And at the main road, this one was very clear to me because it was very audible. I heard about it sounded like 5 to 6 men chanting or singing in some kind of language I've never heard before, or that I could not understand at least. Actually, it just didn't sound like anything I've heard before. It was just like, these 5 to 6 guys chanting. It was very, very audible, very clear. Then, I got one guy who was very scared, so he was grabbing my wrist. He's a scaredy cat.
Was this Mr. First Aid? Or was it
no, not Mr. First Aid. Mr. First Aid had the huge torchlight. His torchlight was like the sun. It was so bright. Yeah.
I like Mr. First Aid. He sounds like a great guy.
He's a great guy. He's a great guy. Yeah, it was the guy with the boots. So the guy, he was holding my hand and my wrist.
He was scared because he heard it also?
Oh no, he was scared because he was just scared.
Oh, okay.
He's just that kind of guy.
Okay.
Yeah. I understand.
Okay, then?
And then I heard it, so I stopped. I stopped walking. And then he turned back. I thought he was going to say you heard it too. But no, he was like, why you stop walking? So I knew that he didn't hear it because it seemed like nothing happened to him. So I said, okay, never mind, nothing. I just took a break. So we just continued walking all the way out. So after that, we went back to the dorm. We all stayed in the dorm.
Straight to the dorm.
Oh yeah, we're quite stupid. We didn't. Ayo.
Okay, wait. So wait,
I could see the look in his eyes.
No, wait. Take a step back. 2 questions I have for you.
Okay.
Yeah. I have to ask for the fans.
Yeah, no.
So did you eat the McDonald's inside Bukit Brown?
Oh, that's a very good question.
Okay, I only ate the corn.
Okay.
I had the corn. My friend was eating the whole McNugget, the
McSpicy.
chicken.
Oh.
And the other guy, the first 8 guy was eating filet fish with his fries. He got a lot of fries also.
Are you walking and eating?
Yeah, we were walking and eating.
You're not sitting down picnic or not? Oh, okay.
No, he was like a gangster. He was like
gangster. Okay.
So first time I heard filet fish and gangster in the same sentence.
Okay. Then he was like just eating.
Yeah, I was just eating.
But you all eat very fast because there was tension
The scaredy cat guy, right? He was eating very fast because he was just very scared. He was very nervous. Then the filet fish guy, he was saying, I think you should save some food. Later we get stuck here for the rest of the night.
I love it. The guy's a prepper. Nice. Very good.
Yeah, he just makes sure that he rationed his food.
Okay.
Yeah, he's that kind of guy. So, that was our first question.
Yeah. Then
before you get to your second question,
Yeah.
just anybody from McDonald's listening, if you want to sponsor Genesis podcast, just, you know how to reach her now. Okay,
sponsor a meal, a full meal.
I mean that also
a
just
succulent McDonald's meal right in the middle.
Yeah,
of Bukit
because I
Brown.
only got my corn cup that day. I didn't have enough.
Yeah.
See,
McSpicy.
she could use more McDonald's. So anybody from McDonald's want to sponsor her podcast in any way, shape,
I
or
feel like
form.
we always ask for the weirdest kind of sponsorship.
To be fair, we asked for our sponsorship. We never asked for our guest sponsorship.
No, but it's very weird. Okay.
Perfect sponsorship.
The second question I have is how did you even get a car to pick you up outside of Bukit Brown?
Oh, okay, sorry. So we didn't exactly put Bukit Brown. We walked to the nearest bus stop. Or the second nearest bus stop. Can't remember. But we just walked a bit. Then from that bus stop, we got a Grab bag.
So when you get a Grab bag from there, did the person ask you anything?
No leh. The person just kept quiet and drove.
Yeah, bus stop okay lah, so not so bad.
Yeah, bus stop lah.
Grab, if you want to sponsor us to produce a horror podcast for your Grab drivers, this is my pitch to you. Gojek got one podcast. You should have one too. HANTU can produce for you. Because I feel like your drivers are really unsung heroes. You have to deal with drunks, you have to deal with the disorderly at night. A lot of weird people come out at night. And then you have to deal with HANTU. And you have to deal with 3 young adults going to Bukit Brown to eat McDonald's and then never go Buang Sui, then bring the ghost back to your car, then drive back home.
I love how the thing that he's latched onto isn't even the McDonald's part. Y'all didn't Buang Sui.
Okay.
We should have done that leh. Yeah.
Did you know about the Buang Sui
Yeah,
thing?
the Buang Sui thing.
Yeah, I have to walk around, right? If not, later you bring the ghost back with you.
As in, you need to dump it off somewhere, which is usually at that slit is a mamak.
There was none nearby or that we could find.
Got.
Have
Not nearby, but have one. Confirm have. The Bukit Timah area have.
What? Where did we go?
Thompson. We for Bukit Brown. Where did we go? I forgot.
I also can't remember. I remember we had prata.
No, Bukit Brown.
Yeah, Bukit Brown we had prata. What? Right?
Where's the prata place?
No,
at
the
Bukit
prata
Brown?
one was Haw Villa.
Oh, right. No,
Bukit Brown was something else.
Right.
We definitely went somewhere else, but I forgot it. I don't. I
River
have no-
Valley.
Yes, River also prata.
Yes, also
River
prata.
Valley, also prata. Because we had a huge crew that one. So it was easier to organize. But yeah, we Wang Sui. But you know of the Wang Sui thing.
Yeah, like we have to. Yeah. I don't know what I was thinking.
Do you just only in this moment realize alamak?
Yeah. Yes.
No, you only realize now.
Okay, you're fine, so I guess it's okay lah.
But in the comments below, maybe you can leave some things that Genesis and her friends did wrong, or that you shouldn't do,
or knowing that Genesis got out fine, touch wood, everything is okay. Maybe start recommending places around Bukit Brown to eat if you want to bounce. Just for anybody else who wants to go to Bukit Brown at midnight
to eat
After
McDonald's.
midnight.
After midnight. I
Yeah.
mean, if I'm going there, I'm eating a McSpicy, bro. A double McSpicy.
So wait, okay, rewind a little bit. So you said you heard chanting, but both your friends didn't hear.
No.
Did they hear or see anything else?
The guy with the first aid kit, he said he heard cat mewing.
Okay, that one.
That one.
Mewing.
Yeah.
Mewing is
Not the meowing.
Mewing is a different thing.
Mewing is the one you
Yeah,
change your face shape, right?
Yeah, your generation created.
Sorry.
I feel so old watching two of you all argue about generations.
No, because mewing is a thing. Like it's a thing. I think it's Gen Z or Gen A. I don't know.
Gen
whatever.
A lah.
Gen A.
Gen Alpha lah.
Gen Alpha. Okay. Yeah. So okay. There's three things that happen to you, right? One is the first one where you smell the garbage smell, the rotting smell at the gates, right? Then the second one where you went in. Okay, we go into detail. When you went in, right? Which road did you take? Because we've been to Bukit Brown also. You go straight in, right? There's a split road, right?
Yeah.
Did you go past did you go past that altar that had the Thai chanting? Because some of them, the altars, they got
There
the
was
chanting.
the music, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
the
Yeah, all the
chanting
music.
is for the spirits lah.
Yeah, it wasn't. Wow, split road. I think we
Left or right?
just eeny miny mo
I love this story. I love this story because A, y'all came out safe, and that's the most important thing. But B, y'all like
Whatever lah.
just whatever.
Let the
McDonald's. Don't
Let
care
the
which way we go.
Okay, let's just assume you take the left lah.
Okay.
When you take the left, you go down. This one we never go. We go to the
Yeah,
right.
we went the right side.
Yeah, when we did the thing. Then when you went left, then you go deeper inside. Then how deep was it inside? Maybe 10-15 minutes in?
Yeah, about 15 minutes in.
Oh, so that's actually quite deep.
It was quite deep. Then we heard the dogs barking.
Inside lah. You didn't see the dog.
We didn't see the dogs. We heard the dogs barking from the other end of the road. We don't even know where it ends lah.
Then after that, then you all decided.
Then we decided
Because it was because of the
rabies.
dogs.
It was because of the dogs, yeah.
Okay. U-turn. Then when you U-turn, then you heard, hey, hi.
It was like U-turn, then I walked about 5 minutes. We were walking out already. Then about 5 minutes of walking back, then I heard the hi.
Beside lah. From the trees on the
I
right
think
of you.
diagonally behind me.
Oh shit.
So
Did you turn?
It was
I didn't turn.
It was at your level, not like higher or anything, right?
No.
So it's the straight road lah. Okay. Then after that, you walk all the way out. Nothing happened lah. You walk all the way.
Nothing
After that,
happened.
walk all the way out to the gates. Cause the gates, right, you need to do one curve one, right? There's the road curve, then
yeah.
you reach the gates, right? Walk all the way out to the gates. Then at the gate, then you heard the 5-man chanting.
Was it at the... yeah.
The 5
Near
to 6
the-
man chanting, was it very loud or was it from the left or the right side? Towards the forest. From the forest. Near the altar?
It sounded like it came from... Okay, you were walking out, right?
Yes.
It came from behind.
Of you.
Yeah. But it wasn't like just right behind me. It was... I don't know, it felt like it was like in the air, kind of behind me.
Very far or near?
Didn't sound near, but audible.
Oh.
It sounded like people doing something, chanting something, some distance away, and then I don't know, the wind blow the sound to my ears or something.
Was it approaching you?
No, it wasn't approaching me.
Okay. But is it after or before the gates? After or before you cross the gates?
I think it was after.
Okay.
Might have been after.
Okay.
Not very clear.
But it was coming from within the cemetery itself.
Oh.
Yeah. The reason I asked, right, so many questions for detail is because those who watch Tales from Incredible Tales would know, also another Mediacorp show, would know that we did a Walk of Courage for season 2, and it was during the first episode where we shot the entire episode in Bukit Brown Cemetery, where we did the Walk of Courage. Me, Nakia, Wayne, Raihan, Art, and Danny.
Yeah.
Then things did happen, and people saw stuff. The reason why I asked the location is because I wanted to pinpoint if it's similar to what we experienced, which is very similar. First, at the altar, right, that's where the most active one, the most active location where a lot of things happen. So let me share with you. When we shot it there, we had like a close to 20 plus crew and cast. So we needed to set up a porta potty. The porta potty was set up on the left on the right lah, if you're facing outwards.
Okay.
Of the gates outside of the cemetery, facing the highway. So you see the highway this way, right? Then the porta potty is just right. Then left is the altar, right? So one of my crew actually drove the sound guy in from the porta potty back to the location where we shot, which is quite deep inside the cemetery. When he was waiting outside the car for the guy to use the toilet, he heard someone, hi, behind him.
Girl or guy?
I think guy at the altar, but he never turned. He knew. The guy is also, he works with Tanki one, so he know. He just don't care. But then he see inside the car. After then he tell me. Then Nakia, from True Horror Stories POV, she has the third eye. So Nakia told me that she saw there was a huge entity, black color, crouching on one of the altars, like that, looking at them.
Wow.
Because we shot the last part of the hosting links outside, so we shoot inside, it will come out, then we shoot outside. So she saw, because she saw like I think Art and his manager was like chilling outside there near the altar. Then she saw, then she's like, hey, y'all move.
Wow. Okay.
Don't stand there.
Oh, that's quite intense.
Yeah. So that's why I asked where specifically. So I would imagine the congregation is over there. So the smell you feel is like, because spirits know one. They tend to know your intention. Or you want to know, okay lah, I let you smell lor. First thing, rotting smell, let you experience already. Then the next thing, when you U-turn, say hi to you. Maybe because your energy or your intention was to experience, then they let you experience, then you got ghost stories. They are like humans. They want their stories to be told, so they will never forget them. The day that the spirits are no longer a thing, like they are like no longer an actual thing, right? It's the day where all humans forget about them. So there's a constant need for them to, hey, got ghost, bro. I am a ghost, I'm around. I've been here for a few hundred years already.
I see why Danny and I were not bothered on our walk of courage.
Yeah.
Because the spirits probably saw us and was like, these two idiots can't do us justice.
Yeah, oblivious.
Yeah. One of them is talking about chicha. The other one is telling the other one to shut up.
Next time you should walk with Nakia. Then you got a lot of stories.
No, thank you.
No, you have to do it.
No, thank you.
But yeah, anyway, so when I presume you heard the little girl's like, what did she say? Hi, hello.
Hey, hi.
Hey, hi. Or still hey, hi, very Singaporean. Right? I think it was a Pontianak. It was a kaka. Because it's on the trees.
No, but you said it wasn't in the trees, right? It was on ground level, right? Just within the trees.
It sounded like it was, same level as my ear, lor.
Which,
there.
To be fair, makes it a little bit scarier that she came down to say hi.
Yeah. But good thing that you didn't turn back. You might see something. But but it is kaka. Then the last part, when you went out, right? I have two conflicting theories about this. One is it could be spirits following you guys out. Because there's a saying where when ghosts they speak, right, you cannot understand the language one. Yeah, they speak in language that humans cannot understand unless you are medium, you can communicate them. And they communicate usually through thoughts. They don't really speak on. So somehow you heard it. The other more, I guess, interesting theory would be it could be the Tua Diabe. You know what's the Tua
yeah.
Dia Be? Yeah, so it's the 黑白无常. Because they have an altar there, and they are basically in charge of the underworld. They're like the cops lah. So in the cemetery, their rank is quite high in a sense where they can keep the spirits in line. It could be them trying to protect because you may have offended something that wanted to follow you guys back. It could be that because they also will chant certain chants on, like, and it usually is in Hokkien or like something that sounds like Chinese lah. Could be ancient Hokkien, ancient Chinese. Could be that. That's why you cannot understand it. Or it could be the language of the deities. Because deities, they also speak in their own language. You cannot understand unless you're a Tanki. Yeah. So that is my my theory lah.
Is that just another name for the 黑白无常?
Tua Dia Be. Tua Dia Be is the Hokkien name.
Okay, right. Okay.
Tua Dia Be. It depends on where you which region that you are. Like for in Taiwan, right? They are called 七爷八爷, 7 and 8 lords. Because I guess the mythology is slightly different, but it's still the same thing.
Interesting.
Yeah. So in Singapore and Malaysia, it's Tua Dia Be lah. Or 黑白无常. But they don't really call 黑白. Because 黑白无常is like the super official name.
Yeah,
it's like Sir, you know what I mean? Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep calling it 黑白无常.
Yeah.
Because I know I'll mispronounce the other one, so I'm just gonna
Yeah. So there you have it. The story is quite intense.
That is quite intense.
So nothing has happened ever since then.
Yeah, thankfully.
Have more people come up and told you stories about their own experiences since then?
Yeah, definitely. Of course.
So we go back to that Bukit Brown story first, because I'm curious as to what happened to both of your two friends. Nothing.
Okay, so it was only the guy, he heard the cat meowing, the first aid guy. Then the guy who was really scared the whole time, I don't know, maybe he just ate off the McDonald's, then he just got distracted. He didn't feel anything, didn't hear anything. Yeah, he was just super scared the whole time. But that's all.
He's scared, he still go.
Yeah, he's scared, but he still go. Actually, he chose me to go again,
What?
Oh.
But
did you tell them or not about the story?
After we went back, right, because we all stay in the same place, in the same dormitory, right? So, we had a debrief.
Oh, nice.
A debrief session.
Yep.
It's like, okay, you go and shower and then wash the things off first. Then we come and debrief. Then I told them. Then they're like, no, I didn't experience anything. And only the first aid guy told me what the small thing that he experienced.
Then you told them everything.
I told them what I heard.
What was their reaction like?
Then they said, that means you must go again.
Why?
To go and make sure. They wanted to go and see,
They want to see.
They wanted to go and see, experience, and see if it's real.
I don't think they understand what is at play here. Is you want to see a spirit, it's not hard. But I can tell you, when you see it, things will come on. It's not.
I love how it's the cowardly guy who said, let's do this.
Bro, maybe he's trying to conquer his fear. I don't know. I don't know.
Sometimes just don't conquer your fears. Look at me. So far,
I think you give credit where credit due. I think over the about 40-day episode, I think Wayne's tolerance for fear got increased by 20%.
Maybe 15 20 might be a bit.
It's not easy, If you're scared of something, you're scared of something, right? God. I also scared of ghosts. Who thought scared of ghosts? You try walking in Nakia.
I mean, to be fair, I still remember, and I'm not trying to challenge any of the spirits here or anything like that, but when we were at Bukit Brown, the thing that genuinely frightened me the most was the sound of the lizards in the trees.
He's very scared of the lizards. He's scared of the lizards.
We got our master down there doing the offerings and everything. Yeah. And everybody came prepared, spiritually prepared and everything. I had my own ritual, which was to take the insect repellent and then spray it around the table. That was the thing that scared me the most. So
Is the lizard sounds, is it?
Oh my God. The moment you even say lizard sound already, I'm like, I can hear it.
Even in the day?
Anytime.
I think night more. Because they are more active at night.
Yeah.
So have you told the story on any platforms?
No, I haven't shared my own encounter yet.
You should share with Dennis.
Dennis.
I think, I mean, he will be like, 年轻人,你在做什么? It translates to young person, what are you doing with your life? But it will be an interesting.
I can hear it,
I think it will be very interesting to hear it because he also confirm have some perspective on it. But I would say when you're young, go and do more stupid things, so then you won't do it when you're old. And if you're old, you're gonna do it, better do it for a lot of money.
Yeah.
If not, don't do it at all.
Agree.
But please bring protection. I mean, I don't know if you're really religious or not, but do bring some protection. And next time, don't go in trees. When you go in trees, you'll come back in 4.
Actually, I was going to ask, like, you know, now that you started creating horror content and you've gone there once, like, okay, first of all, how did you feel after you had come out from Bukit Brown? After like doing the debrief and everything, how did you feel about the whole thing?
It was quite... Surprisingly, it didn't feel that spooky. It was like, okay, I got spooked there, but I didn't feel spooky afterwards. It wasn't that eerie and nothing happened to me. I think I'm quite... how do you say? I don't know, like quite... I don't know, like very insensitive to spirits. So it doesn't... I'm not sensitive. I cannot feel... Most of the time, like this is how I've been living my life. So I've had some small encounters at Bukit Brown. So I think my mindset was, okay, I just hope that it won't happen to me. High chance it won't. Touch wood, it won't. So I was pretty much fine after the entire thing lah.
Okay. Reason I ask this is A, thankfully nothing happened to you. And B, you are a curious person. Do you see yourself doing more things like this as now that you're creating horror content?
I would, but I want to go with the right people this time.
Apologies to your 2 friends.
Yeah, sorry guys.
Maybe she can join us for the next possible, you know, our next what's the courage? Wow, courage! I forgot.
It was like
Jesus.
2 of us today are really showing our age.
Yeah, maybe she can come with us for the next Wall of Courage.
Yeah.
Sounds nice.
That
Sounds
one will
fun.
be good. You can walk with Nakia.
Nakia?
You can walk with Nakia. Nakia is...
She will start describing, wow, a lot, huh? Wow.
Okay, I'm up for it.
Yeah.
That's good, because if not, I would have been the one to go. So look, I'm glad that you will take my place.
So after experiencing that, right? I mean, I if you ask me, I would say that it is remotely supernatural, something weird. It cannot be 3 times.
Correct.
Maybe the first 2, not. Maybe the third one is.
I would say, the first 2 maybe not. Maybe
Yeah.
I spelled wrong. Maybe the sound not very loud, the A high, maybe I hear wrong. But last one was very audible, it was very clear.
So does it change your perspective in the supernatural at all?
Does it change my perspective? I would say no.
No.
I think that it was just like, now I've experienced something that so many others have experienced before and they have been trying to tell me about it. Now I am just part of the story.
I like that.
I like that.
I really like that.
But you have always been a believer, lah.
Yeah, I believe in spirits.
Okay, so then it was easier because some people they experience that if they're a non-believer, it world shattering for them. It's like, fuck, that's the other side. Shit. Yeah.
I don't know. As somebody who's been cautious my whole life anyway, it's still so shit.
You got experience before.
I like... Again, not challenging spirits here, but thankfully all my experiences have been fairly minor, and I would like to keep it that way. So, you know, even like instances like what happened with us at Haw Par Villa and everything, I was like,
But that's not you, man.
it's not me, but it's enough to like freak me out. I'm close enough to the...
Quite creepy, lah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, interesting. So this is your first and only experience as of now, lah.
Personal experience, yeah.
Nice. Okay, you collect more, lah. You know, lah, you do horror, you attract on. Confirm attract on.
Yeah, that's what people have been trying to tell me.
It's a fact. It's really like that one. And they somehow the stories will fall into that. It is, okay. I always say this: horror creators, right, are not created; they are chosen. 你要有那个天命。
要有天命.
Yeah, I believe maybe you have lah, because of your grandfather, then it pulls you towards that. Yeah, everybody has a very personal reason of why they're being pulled towards supernatural and horror storytelling. So I believe that is why lah. Then eventually you get more and more, and then you experience a little bit more here and there. Salt and pepper. They give you a little bit. Hey, I'm here, bro.
Don't make it sound tasty. It's not tasty.
This makes it sound very interesting now.
Yeah, it's just like, hey, let's go.
Let's go.
Okay. So my next question is like, are there places similar to Bukit Brown that you want to explore?
The first place that comes to mind is Lim Chu Kang.
Cemetery lah.
Cemetery. I think that actually it's. So I never really thought about where I want to go explore, but I think it's because I heard from someone share with me a story from, not really a story or anything very supernatural, but I thought it was very interesting what he said. It was at Lim Chu Kang, and it was some years back already. It was actually I think maybe 2 decades back. But when he was I don't know if it's still valid because it's 2 decades ago, right? But when he was at Lim Chu Kang back then, actually I've never been there, so I don't really know how the layout is like. But it's like, is there like a small hill or whatever?
There's a few small hills, right?
Right. And there was like a small shrine temple, very small temple, hut, that kind of thing that he saw there. The interesting thing was not really a temple. When he went there, it was very late. It was late night, in the middle of the night, like AM, 2 AM, 1 AM, not sure. But when he went there, it was the interesting thing. There was people inside the small temple. There was lights coming from it. But the interesting thing was what was outside the temple. He said that there were like a lot of branded cars, just a lot, like Porsches, Mercedes, Lamborghinis, like a lot of branded cars outside, just crowding around that temple. So I don't know. It sounded very interesting to me.
Temple.
Do you remember a temple that I've never?
There's a few lah.
Okay.
So there were people lah.
Yeah, there were people inside the temple.
7 months, was it 7 months?
Might have been.
Because usually during Hungry Ghost Month, people will go to a specific temple. Not really a temple lah. It's more of like just the place where there's a specific deity there. If I'm not wrong, it's also Dodi Ape. It's also Hei Pai Wu Chang. My friends got go also. 7 months they go there pray. Some is to give back certain things that they ask for wealth lah. Some is they go and do good deeds. Like for example, I think there are tombs of little children around the area also. Some is forgotten spirits. Yeah. So you found that interesting. I think I've been to that altar before. I walked around lah. I'm not sure if it's still around because as you know, Lim Chu Kang had a mass exhumation. I think most of the front part gone already. The last time I went, all gone already.
But it was, the interesting thing was like a lot of, I don't know, I just never seen so many expensive cars at one place before lah. I mean, I'm
in a creepy place.
In a creepy place.
To be fair, I've never seen that many expensive cars in one place, creepy or not.
Yeah.
Last time Hougang Kid, so you know.
So I think what is interesting to you is maybe like how like people gather at this like supposedly very creepy place to pray lah.
Yeah, it was like a very weird contrast. It was not really a contrast lah. It's just very weird to see. I just never expected it. So I don't know what their motive there was, or probably just to pray. But I wonder, like, you know, you could have just rolled out in a Toyota, right? Or I don't know.
But maybe they
maybe they're all just like coincidentally also.
That's their cheapest car.
No, I'm pretty sure the cheapest car there is like Mercedes.
Yeah. No lah, but it's quite common lah, like to ask for things in the cemetery. Yeah, we do see quite a bit. They go and pray lor. Some is like they really want to give back lor. So even when we were doing Incredible Tales inside the Bukit Brown cemetery, there were people going there to pray. And it wasn't like any 大日子, it wasn't like 7 mile anything, just a random day. Maybe it's due for what they have to give back. It's like that one. Yeah. I mean, in Thailand, there's a practice of donating caskets for the deceased. So it's part of the merit process for monkhood, or some people who want to do good merits, they basically donate the casket to any deceased. So because you got the country is big, right? So there are people who with unclean bodies. So got no money for the casket, so they donate to the temple. Then the temple will just use the casket. Then they'll put I don't know if they'll put your name. I think they'll put your name or like some form of like writing that, or this is by this person. This person sponsor for this disease. Then you'll receive merits. Okay. So the whole cycle thing.
Yeah.
Chinese is very transactional.
Is that a common practice here? Because I don't hear much about that as well.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. I think Singapore, in a sense whereby maybe the state will take care of it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Or like it's a high profile case, then certain funeral homes will help lah.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
Or like very reduced rate. Yeah, funerals be expensive lah.
Yeah. You live, you pay, you die also.
I knew that was coming. Super uncle.
I got the grey hair. I got to uncle it up a bit.
Okay, shifting gears. So you have since, started your journey in the horror creation, and then recently you've been culminated in you being a co-host of the ScreamApura Tales. How was that like?
It was very... I'm just going to say the same thing I said about the Danish Chew again. Because just like seeing Hafiz Rahman just there very expressively sharing, it was really very like wow.
Yeah.
And Ravi G as well. Yeah, they were both very encouraging and very nice people to work with. Was a new experience for me because usually when I record my podcast or when I'm on 周公讲鬼, you cannot see my face. This is the first time that people probably saw my face. Like unless you somehow managed to stalk me out lah. But it was filmed and then I was quite nervous because it was my first time hosting with like two of them, right? And ScreamApura Tales, like wow. It was a very nice experience and we also had guests on that show where they would share their experiences, be it from what kind of professions they were from. There was some guy that was like a realtor. Some of them, they were doing, like he was cleaning up a trauma scene cleaner.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it was very interesting, that one. So he came across a lot of people who have passed away in their house and sharing all these kind of stories. Oh, it was very, very riveting.
It's weirdly educational, right?
Yeah, it's actually quite educational, yeah.
The same thing for me also. Like when we started doing stuff like this, right? I was like, oh, I'm learning so much.
Yeah,
about these things, right?
It's like it opened my eyes.
Yeah, I also like how you describe Hafiz as very. What was the term you used?
Expressive,
That
enthusiastic, full of life.
That is by far the nicest way I've heard Hafiz being described. We love him dearly, but he is a very large character.
Explosive.
In terms of his personality.
It's a dynamo.
Yes.
He was here. Yeah, he was here. He was sitting here. So he was like telling his ghost story is very scary.
Yeah.
So how was it like when they told you, like they just told, hey, Genesis, we want you on this show?
Oh yeah, it's pretty much like that.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it was just like, like, hey, we want you on the ScreamApura Tales. I was like, okay. Okay, let's do it.
I love how cool you were about it, because like when we found out we were doing Tales for Incredible Tales, we were like, yeah.
Oh no! I was also like that. But I was in silent.
Okay.
I was calling my best friend. I was telling her, like, oh my god, like, have you heard of ScreamApura Tales? She doesn't even like horror. She's scared of horror. So obviously she said no. Then I had to tell her, like, you don't know? Okay, I'm doing it.
Can I just say, it's okay. Never mind.
I love the slight disdain in your voice when you went, you don't know? I need to find another friend and tell about this now.
Yeah, it was like that. So I don't know if she watched it or not yet. It's been out for some time already. But I'll go and make sure she watched it.
After this, now you have to.
Yeah, now I suddenly remember. I think she haven't watched it.
Yeah, it's okay. You force her.
I'll force her.
You sit there and you watch with me.
Exactly.
I'm hosting it. Like at least you got familiar.
Yeah, you see my face there. Yeah.
But is this the kind of thing that you want to do more of? I mean, to be fair, like the road is very open for you now in terms of what you can do. But like, do you want to continue doing your own podcast and then doing other podcasts like this, or what's the plan like?
Well, I think it's a nice question to think about. I have thought about it. I actually kind of like the space I'm in now. So I have my own podcast and also just doing, like co-hosting on other horror shows on the side. It's also nice, all these kind of opportunities. Also, the radio thing was really nice because that one has a very special place in my heart, 周公讲鬼, because I was a fan, and then it's like stepping into a dream afterwards, Yeah, that was really nice. I hope to continue doing more things in the horror scene, but more specifically the podcast side.
Well, we definitely support that.
Yeah, we definitely support that.
To be fair, we're slightly biased, but we definitely support
I don't know where the bias come from. So you were on set of for ScreamApura. I think I saw some social media stuff that there were things that were happening on set.
Yeah.
You're shot in Mediacorp, right?
It was in Mediacorp.
So what happened? Can you share?
So what happened was we were Hafiz. I think it was we were recording for one of the episodes, and Hafiz was sharing his story. Okay, and then it was, I think, at the climax already, or nearing the climax, and then mid-sentence, the lights were off, everything. There was like, it was like the red light, everything was very, the vibe was very nice lah, very creepy. Then suddenly the lights turned on by itself, and then nobody was near the switches. No one was at the switches. They went to check, and then we just stopped filming for a while. Then we decided, okay, I think just say something, and then just like, make, I prayed a bit lah. In my heart, I was a bit scared. Then because I don't know, because no one was at the light switches, I don't know why they just turned on by itself. Then we just continued filming.
So the production team got go and say something or pray lah.
Everyone was quite spooked out. Everyone was like, what happened? What happened now?
Even the crew?
Yeah, the crew was like, go and check, got people or not there?
What light? Okay, so to set context, what light was on? Was it the house light or was it like the light, like the film lights?
Oh, the house light.
Oh.
I saw the look of your face like,
oh. So like you're in the studio, then the set was built already, right?
Yes.
It's a built set, right?
Yes.
Then there's the film light.
Yeah.
Then there's the house light of the studio itself.
Yeah.
So somebody going on the house light.
Yeah. Don't know who on the house light, but like I think the room to the switch, right, was on another level. Then no one was in that room.
In that room.
Yeah.
Nice.
so wait, the house lights went on and then just stayed on. It wasn't like on then off again.
No.
Just on lah.
Just
one time
turned
lah.
on, yeah, one time.
So it was caught on the camera lah. The light.
Yes.
Because he was in the middle of telling. Why wasn't that included?
Now you know.
Why wasn't that included? Come on, guys. I would have included that.
Just say it.
Oh no, because the location.
Well, I wonder whether this part's gonna get edited out.
No. The Air is an independent production.
There we go. Yes.
Yes. Things move. We all know that the previous campus was very, very haunted. But entities can attach themselves to objects. And when you move so many props, so many equipment, who knows? Maybe it's haunted. I don't know.
I don't know, man. We've heard enough. We've heard enough horror stories about, well, horror is a bit of a stretch lah. Enough supernatural stories about the old campus already that if you tell me some things might have followed, easy to believe lah.
You're very lucky, because you started attending 做工 at the new campus. Because the old campus is right next to Bukit Brown.
Oh yeah.
And late night.
Late night, yeah.
I wonder, because I mean, if we ever talk to 做工 on our this show or other show, I will confirm ask him, man, you've been doing it for 10 years plus already. Every night you go home, you're not scared, man. So I will be damn scared, yeah. Like I cannot, like even when we were, when our studio was at Golden Mile Tower, I go home, I also scared. I make them wait for me. Wait for me. I pick up first. Wait, I don't want to stay alone. But sometimes you garang a bit, you stay alone. But generally, like, hey, I don't want to, go home so late. But bo pian.
And dude, when we were at Golden Bar, I didn't even want to go to the toilet by myself.
we used to do this live every 13th of the month. So 9 p.m. we stream all the way until 12 a.m.
I think latest about 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, it's quite hardcore last time lah.
Then you get desensitized to it.
No. Unfortunately, we did it for quite a while, like a year, right?
To be fair, that's actually a really good question to ask because like I don't. So I was wondering whether it was easier for you dealing with the stuff like this.
There's good days and bad days lah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Genesis don't know about this, but I am sensitive. I mean, I don't see, I can feel.
I see.
So good days, yeah, chill normal, just another day. But there are days where like, wow, I think maybe have and someone is Golden Mile. It's no joke. This one, and the unit that we were at had a unit that's haunted. At the other end, that is cannot rent out one. Like nobody will get a unit. For some reason that unit is till now empty.
Oh, I see.
I'm not gonna say where lah. Later people sue me. But
You already said the name of the building.
I never say unit number ma. So the owner don't know Cannot be the whole building
I distinctly remember the unit you were talking about. I think only
You've seen it, right?
I know, I've seen it.
I show you.
You did show it to me, and like, even when you showed it to me, you're like, oh, it's over there, and then you point light down there, and then we were like, okay, that's close enough for me. I don't need to go any closer.
No, the trash point is there,
I know. That's the only time that I went there.
Yeah,
I walked past it because
sometimes I detour, I go down Central. I don't even want to go there. It's damn creepy. But yeah, anyway, your question is like whether it was decent. Like for me, it's not really lah. Like it's 1 year ma. Yeah, 1 year.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. I was never. I think if anything, I'm more sensitive. Not sensitive in that way, but like I'm more hyper aware to be careful now. Like, so when you said like, oh, y'all didn't go Buang's way, like honestly, right, stuff like this has never occurred to me for the majority of my life. It's only literally in the last 5 years when we started, 6 to be soon years that we've started this, that I've been aware of this. Like, okay, you know about the superstition that when you go to the hotel, you must knock on the door first?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, you didn't know that?
I didn't know. I because my mom used to work for Singapore Airlines, so we used to travel a lot when we were kids. Never once did I knock on the hotel room door. Not once.
Wow.
Question is, did she knock lah?
I don't recall.
Because she's the same person to tell you like, hey, 7 months I don't go out so late.
Correct. So but I don't know how far into that side she will go.
Fair enough.
My mom also probably like go to the hotel room and pray immediately lah. So I don't know lah.
Okay lah.
I just wanted to go Disneyland.
Yeah.
So that was my main priority.
So I mean, going back to your experience, right? Like going on to Zhou Gong and telling your ghost stories, right? Like it's 11 p.m. live, and then after that, then you need to go home. How's that experience? Because I always wondered, like, how's that experience? Like, in some of the stories is damn terrifying on it. Like, it's very scary on it. And I believe a few of the members, they have the third eye or they got sense on lah. So how was it like?
Okay, very thankfully, my school campus is very near the Mediacorp campus. So the distance back is not so long. So I don't have to be in fear for so long.
Yeah,
and I also am very lucky to have very nice co-hosts. Like they would send me back my school. Okay. So we would talk about other things on the car. Just to,
Is that a known thing to desensitize?
To desensitize.
No, is it like a known thing for you to, like for you all to
de-stress lah,
to take away from the horror subject?
I never really specifically talked about it, but it seems that way. It seems like we just talk about, like, people just start talking about like totally different things. They don't pursue the stories that were told before that. Just detach already.
It's work lah. To them it's work. Okay. Wow. But
actually, no, like sometimes maybe we do talk about it. Like some people we are curious about the story, right? Like sometimes they're like images lah, because these stories all these stories are like real, and they sometimes, like our friends, they share with us these stories. They send us some video, like pictures, right? Some of us, we curiously ask like, hey, can we see the picture that you were talking about on radio just now? Then we'll show. So
was it quite creepy to see the pictures and stuff?
Wow, some of it I see already, it just feels very uncomfortable.
Like there's a sense of dread, right?
Yeah, it just seems off.
So it's also part of the I guess the team at Zhou Gong Tian Gui to look at all these images and distill all these stories lah.
Yeah. We do look at the pictures.
Wow, it's not easy eh.
Yeah.
So thankful that we just tell ghost stories.
Like remember we had Violet as a guest on Tales?
Oh yeah, Violet.
And so you know Violet's story about the
Violet Fanning
DJ. How she caught like what
you know
like
the headless one?
man.
The headless
man. Wait, was this story shared on Zhou Gong?
Yes. She was on Zhou Gong also. She was on Zhou Gong also.
That's why it sounded very familiar to me.
Yeah. So it's like the cut. She was taking a selfie at the old campus.
Yeah.
You saw the photo, right?
That one I think I briefly saw. I didn't really
the photo cannot say. The photo got a sense of dread on it.
I'm so grateful, right, that when I can't remember whether it was on air or off air, we asked her, do you still have the actual photo that you took? And she was like, I don't have it anymore.
No, but the internet has it now.
The internet has it, that's fine.
It will forever be there.
I'm very grateful she didn't have the actual photo, like the original photo that she took.
I have it, you want?
No, thank you.
It's on a hard drive.
No, thank you very much.
No, but can you imagine I edit then I had to look at the photo a few times. A few times. I have to zoom in, bro. I have to zoom in.
Thanks for all your services, Carl.
Yeah. So it's that kind of thing, lor. Then you a bit like, shit. Yeah, it's part of the job, lah. It's part of the job.
Part of the job,
Part of the work. I mean, you have to take whatever comes as a horror creator, I guess. Oh, but has anything strange happened during
No.
Zhou
Eh? No, okay, I'm very new.
For you lah, for you.
Yeah, for me, no. The rest, not sure. Can ask them.
No, I've heard on air that weird things happen lah. Like literally happen. Yeah, talk got somebody there, yeah.
I'm looking forward, right? Like now you say like, oh, thankfully nothing is happening. I'm looking forward to like maybe in a year or 2 years time, and then we have you back, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, well, let me tell you about what's been happening to you since.
Because right, you see, the radio. I think the radio show is above one, right? The few floors above one, right? And
I think so, yeah.
the car park is at the back of the building.
Yeah.
And Hafiz got tell me in detail that he go to the car park, he feel very creepy, the car park. Same thing. So when you all have to walk, imagine if you're one person and like after you tell ghost stories, wow,
I don't want to imagine.
shocks, yeah.
Wow. No, not for me. Very lucky that like we go as a group.
Nice.
Yes.
Very good.
I like that plan.
Yeah, the plan.
Always go as a group. I love that plan.
Yeah.
No, they used to do it alone or something. Way back in the day, like maybe 1 or 2 people only. Before the team became like large, right? Yeah.
That one I don't dare like really.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if you decide to go visit other places, it's good to have a team with you.
I will bring a team.
Yes.
Or even number.
Even number,
Odd
okay.
number, yeah, they can follow.
Okay, good advice.
It's weird. What was that story? Tell her the story about the old Changi one, the one they run in circles.
Which one is this?
Wasn't it by you? Was it by you?
No.
Oh. Okay, so
I don't have any old Changi stories.
so there's this old Changi house. I'm sorry, I don't know who to credit because I got so many ghost stories in my head. I forget sometimes who told me. Could be the same person. So there's this story that I heard. A whole bunch of them go into Old Changi Hospital, right? Then they play catching. They say, I catch you, Then they catch, right? Then suddenly when they're like running around, it somehow turned into a circle. Then I think there were 3 of them. They were chasing each other in a circle. But then they saw 4 of them within the circle. It's like you know when you run, there's motion blur, right?
Yeah.
So they saw like there's a 4th person behind one of them.
I feel like this
behind and in front of one of them.
This might have been one of our Tales guests because this sounds very familiar.
Familiar, right?
Yeah.
It's like creepy. Could be Eugene. I don't know. Eugene got a lot of ghost stories.
I think you're right.
Yeah,
It might be
or
Eugene.
E.T.
Yeah.
Then it's just like run. Then like, whoa. Yeah. So.
Why would you play catching at Old Changi Hospital?
Yeah, why we play catching at Old Changi Hospital?
Yeah.
Because people are nuts.
I mean,
McDonald's, no.
Hey.
McDonald's, no.
Not so bad yet, not so bad yet.
I 100% agree. The worst thing that you've done is eat McDonald's at Bukit Brown, right? I think crazy is not the right word. I think it's just interesting.
He got one.
Okay.
He got one. Tell her about the news one.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the guy really sort. Yeah, the guy. The one is really crazy. Like
No. This is just. I like the guy. So stupid might be a strong word.
yeah.
WTF is probably the best way to describe it.
Okay.
So during my NS time, I was like at a particular camp, and in this camp, there's a building where I think like the first 3 floors are like offices, and then the top 3 floors are bunks where the men are supposed to stay.
Okay.
But nobody stays in those bunks, so all those bunks are empty. So the top 3 floors are just empty.
Okay.
You have rooms with beds, but no mattresses on them. So, and this is the afternoon. One fine day, me and 2 other guys that I was with decided to go exploring the top 3 floors. And so it's the afternoon. Sun's quite bright. Nothing really creepy about it. So we were walking around. I was like, oh, it's quite interesting. A bit creepy. Can you imagine if you hit at night? Wow. And then we got to the top floor. And in one of those bunks, a noose was hanging from the ceiling.
The empty bunks.
The empty bunks. Empty bunks which nobody has used for quite some time by that point. And just a noose hanging. Nothing else about the bunk was out of place. The beds were all on there. There was no mattresses. You got like some cupboards and everything. Just a noose hanging down. One of those guys, I don't know why he did this. And I will say right now, nothing creepy happened beyond this.
Okay.
But we don't know why he did this. He ran, he jumped, he grabbed the noose, swung from the noose, and started going, wee! Me and the other guy are like, get down! Why are you doing this? Funny what? You're like, do you not realize what that shape is? Did you think that it's a swing? No. So we're just like, okay, let's just not tell him.
What is going through his head when he was doing that?
So he didn't know it was a noose.
I don't know whether he knew it was a noose. We were like, do you not see what it is? When you asked the question, what was going through his head when he was doing that, I believe the correct answer is nothing. Absolutely no thinking was involved.
Yeah, I mean, the moment if I see a noose, I walk away already.
Yeah.
I confirm zao one.
Wow.
It doesn't help, and I won't say which camp it is lah. It doesn't help that that camp has had quite a few horror stories about it as well. So like, that is by far the least creepy thing that has happened in that camp. In terms of like, strange things happening.
Okay.
Just randomly finding a noose in
Okay, that guy is crazy. I agree.
Yeah. He's again, crazy doesn't feel like the right word. It's the sheer stupidity that comes from a man in
He's
his
very
early
brave.
years. Also, I
don't think he's brave.
You're giving him way too much credit.
Yeah.
I feel like you're being very nice.
If I was him, I would. If I was there, I would just tell him. Some people hang on there. Somebody probably killed themselves there. And then you see the color of his face drain.
I would like to believe that the color of his face would have drained.
Yeah.
I think it would have been far worse if you went, ha ha ha.
Oh.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, okay, bye. This guy's sick on.
No, we basically went, okay, bye, and then dragged him down. So yeah.
Yeah. So speaking of creepy, do you have any ghost stories that you want to share with us? We heard that you might have some.
Yeah. I don't know
I
why.
knew this was coming.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Creepy. Let me think.
Danny said that to ask you about the butterfly one.
Yes.
Oh. Danny remembers the butterfly one.
Yeah.
He very specifically...
He said that was very interesting.
Yeah.
So, okay, maybe we start with that.
Okay. This story is... It was actually quite a sad story. Because it was like, I have a close friend. Very unfortunately, her husband passed away very suddenly. So until now, she still cannot wrap her head around, like, how can this have happened to me? And I understand that because it was a sudden death. I feel very sad about it also. Condolences to her. So back then, after her husband passed away, for a week, she was like searching very desperately just to find like traces of him back, trying to grapple with what just happened to her. It was very traumatic. Like, how? And then the day that they cremated him, they let him rest. They scattered his ashes in one of the places in Singapore, and they chose it to be under this tree because he liked trees. And so they thought like, okay, it was easy to find. Okay, the tree was also quite easy to find, so they would know that he was resting there. So after scattering the ashes, it was the whole family. It was a big group of people. I think it was about 20 plus people. His entire family came down also. And after they took a group picture, they asked like a passerby to help them take a group picture. And I don't know if you all know like the burst function, right, on the iPhone. Right, you just press and hold. So the person just press and hold the burst function and took a group picture under that tree. And she showed me there were about like 5 pictures that he burst for them lah. And in one picture, right, at the corner, the top left corner in the sky, you can see there was a butterfly there. Then in the other pictures, right, the butterfly was not there. Because when you burst, it's like
it's split.
It's within like the same second, right?
Yeah.
These 5 pictures were taken. So I was like, wow, okay. And then she said after seeing that picture, it made her feel very emotional because she didn't know what the butterfly meant. Maybe it was his way of letting her know that he was still there, still hovering around them. So she cried after seeing the pictures. But this wasn't the first time. This wasn't the last time, that the butterfly entered their life. Because subsequently, she met up with their mutual friends. She went to their house lah, and all of them were of course very sad about what had happened. And then it was it was a couple. The friends were a couple, and then the girl said that she actually dreamt of him the day before, dreamt that he was coming down from the staircase of their house and then just saying, hey, you guys are still here, something like that. But that day, her boyfriend also dreamt of him. But he didn't want to say what he dreamt of. But the next morning, he said that he saw also a butterfly. Also a butterfly that was at like the windowsill. Because they've been staying in that place for about like 1+ year and it was in their kitchen some more. So they've never seen a butterfly in the kitchen. Maybe it was like new. Okay, don't know where these butterflies are coming from. He saw a butterfly on the windowsill and he was just like he was just slicing his bread. And then he was like, okay, the butterfly was just looking at him, like didn't move. It was just like facing him, looking at him, do his stuff. Then when he turned his body to like spread the butter on the bread, everything, he turned back. The butterfly was still there. He was washing his hands. The butterfly was still there, and then he saw on that butterfly, right, the pattern was like very distinctive. It was like brown and white, and there were like spots on the butterfly. Afterwards, he was like, okay, I'm gonna go wash my hands. Then I go and take a picture of this butterfly and send to like my friend. But when he came back, the butterfly was gone. And so actually that was what he experienced with the butterfly. There was one part he said to the butterfly like he said like, oh hi, I'm just gonna call my friend's husband who passed away H. I was like, oh hi H, if that is you, can you move? And the butterfly walked a few steps after he said that. Yeah. But when he went to take his phone to try to take a picture of it flew away. And he never saw it again. So I think my friend wanted to believe that was, or I guess we all wanted to believe that it was his way of coming back and letting her know, because she was still very desperately trying to search for answers. And even until now, it's been some time, but the truth hurts. The reality hurts.
Yeah, I understand. Thanks for sharing. It's this kind of story that is quite hard to tell. I mean, you tell us, we can tell sibei gory, sibei scary kind of story. They're not easy. These kind of stories that's hard to tell because there's the very strong human emotion up to it.
There was the bit where one of your friends had the dream where he was coming down the stairs and going, hey, you're still here. Yeah. Like that actually did touch me a little bit because when one of my uncles passed away, I can't remember who it was that had the dream, but probably one of my cousins. I think it was the night of the first wake, or the first night of the wake, or the night before the funeral, or something like that. It was during that period where they had a dream that we were all at my uncle's place, and he was sitting on a couch, and everybody was just like around him. Like there was a family gathering, and we got a big family, so there was a lot of people. And he was just sitting down there looking around and just smiling to himself. Like he wasn't talking to anybody. He was just like very happy that there were people around. So when your friend had that dream of him coming down the stairs like, hey, what are y'all still doing here? That's I like hearing stories like that. It's almost like the departed letting you know I'm okay.
Yeah. So it was very touching to me as well because I know my friend, she was very worried for her husband in the afterlife. She thinks a lot. So she was saying, I don't know if, he's alone. Don't know where he is, upstairs or downstairs, but he's all alone and I feel very sad for him. I can't stop thinking about it. I keep worrying about him. And she also said that she really wanted to see him again because it seems like every other people has been able to, or at least people that he's close to, they said that they have kind of been touched by him after he had departed. But she has not seen it yet. There was one other guy who said, I don't know, okay, this one I'm not sure of how true it is, but he said that he heard H telling him in a dream saying like, oh, I'm okay. I'm really okay. Don't worry about me. You let my friend know that I'm okay. But I'm not sure if this, maybe he was trying to comfort my friend.
Yeah.
Maybe. And there was one other guy also. He was also a friend of H. He said that apparently he has a third eye. That's what he claims to, have. And he said that he was at the funeral. He said he saw him at the funeral, hovering behind my friend, between my friend and his mother. He was hovering there. So my friend was curious, and she said, okay, since you say you have the third eye, you saw him at the funeral, then now that it's been like a few weeks, I don't know if he's still at home with me now. Do you think you can help me to see if he is? But he's in another country lah. He specifically came down for the funeral, so he said, okay, help me take some pictures of your house, the places that he usually spends the longest time in. And she snapped some pictures of like the bathroom, their room, the study room, gaming room, right? And there was one picture he said, no, he's not here. But in one picture, the room where he had passed away was the gaming room. He said the picture was really just an empty gaming room she was taking from the door, right? He circled the door and he said he's here.
Wow.
But she showed me that picture and I cannot see anything.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
So does your friend believe that?
She says this one she's a bit half because she never really interacted a lot with this guy. It was his friend after all, so she don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think like from the sound of things, because your friend's understandably having
Of
a hard
course,
time dealing
yeah.
it's almost like her husband is trying to console her through her friends, through their mutual friends. Maybe that's why he's appearing to them instead. I don't know. Like, it's not like I'm an expert at this, but that's what it sounds like to me. Like, I can imagine if he appeared to her, what a intense emotional experience that would be.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But she's just, I don't know, I think she's just thinking like, why can't he show himself to me? I'm the one that worries about him the most right now. I cannot stand not having him with me. Why is it to other people? It's just a struggle that she trying to grapple with.
Yeah.
I'm sure the reason will be revealed eventually. Because grief is a very long journey. So I believe eventually your friend will find out. But it's fatal one. Sometimes this kind of tragedy cannot avoid.
For some people it's an ongoing journey as well, and I think Carl's right. Like if it's not now, at some point, I'm sure.
When the time is right. There's always time for everything. Including
trust the timing, right?
Trust the timing.
But thank you for sharing that. It's as tragic as it is, it's also a very beautiful story.
It's important to sometimes share these kind of stories.
Yeah,
it's important because ghosts, they are not just ghosts,
not just scary shit, basically.
I mean, there's also a reason why they want to scare people, right? You find out the reason, like sometimes if you look from the perspective that they used to be human, they used to have emotions that's like us, then it's like that. You see, people like to tell ghost stories, the scary ones. They like to hear and scary, but they don't like to hear the ones that are tragic. Why? Because it's too close to home.
It's too close to home.
Yeah, too close. They prefer the mythical one.
Mythical one, right. With all the blood, right? The tongue coming out and the eyes popping out, that kind.
I am a coward, so hearing about the more lovely ghost stories, that's my preference. I cannot with the scary ones.
Yeah. So I mean, you share one, I share one for you. Just now I mentioned I want to tell you one ghost story, right? This is not my ghost story. This was told by one of the guys that I know, who works as a mortuary assistant.
Okay.
Yeah, the morgue. Very near, in the hospital, very near to where you are staying. The area. If I review too much, people will know which hospital in Singapore. So
small country,
yeah. So he said that there was one time, you know, he saw something lah, like something quite bad lah. He said usually when they work, right, they work in pairs.
Okay.
But there are times where they are separated.
Okay.
So he says that the morgue is not like what movie shows it's not that dark, scary. It's very brightly lit and it's quite clinical looking. Looks like any other hospital place.
Okay.
So I think he was sitting in the morgue, and Singapore morgue is very efficient. So if there's someone who pass on, right, they will not stay in the fridge for long. Like within 1-2 hours, right, the undertakers come and take them already.
Yeah.
So it's very fast. It's not like America where they need to travel out of state or something, that kind of thing. So it's very fast. So usually the fridge is empty, and then at that day it was empty.
Okay.
He was sitting there. I think he was like doing paper or reading newspaper with the radio going on. So he then suddenly the radio had a little bit of static, like that. But he didn't care lah. It's like maybe spoil. Then after that, his friend texted him, say, "Hey bro, I got a body coming down. Come and help me." So the morgue, right, is at the end of the building where it's like kind of like a basement, but not really, because it's a half basement. So the outside, the corridor, right, is open air where you can kind of see trees.
Okay.
And then the corridor is like a lightning bolt shit. So lightning bolt, so he come out, then he have to go one corner. Past that corner, on the left side, there's a cafeteria.
Okay.
Yeah, which is why so near the mall, I also don't know lah. So the cafeteria obviously at 2-3 a.m. is empty. Nobody. But you can still see into it. All dark one lah. So as he was walking out, on the corner, he turned, he saw someone standing in the
cafeteria.
Yeah. And he said that it's most likely a Pontianak. And he was staring at him.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Did he see clearly?
Yes. Then he see already, he know lah. In this time he confirm know. He said like it's quite rare to have this kind of sightings. Straight that one. So he just walk.
Pretend never see
And he walk. And can you imagine the long corridor and you alone, you know, walk to the lift.
My
So you
goodness.
walk to the lift, wait for the friend at the lift. Because you need to pull the gurney ma. And the friend came down, pull the gurney together, walk. Then he was at the back. So his back was facing the camera. So he cannot see. He just look down.
Okay,
And
okay.
then the body, the friend facing front. And as they make towards that corner, the friend saw. The friend quite look at him like, hey brother. And then he just keep quiet lah. They say, don't say anything. But luckily the thing didn't move. It was just staring at them only. Yeah.
So he could see the eyes, like.
I don't know if got smile or not.
Wow.
I don't remember he said got smile or not. But he was looking at them like the head was turning like that. So when they turned, they went into the morgue. Then the friend straight away asked, bro, you saw or not? He said, yeah, I saw. Don't say anything.
Oh,
don't
that's
say
crazy.
Anything. I'll go and do some prayers, but don't say anything. Just yeah. Don't know what happened, but that was it. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That area is a lot of
I didn't know that area near my house got these kind of things.
Yeah. I mean, hospital is quite common lah. Hospital, you know, you see this kind of weird thing. I think it's quite common. I mean, it's also depending on the geography location lah. Like, for example, you say hospital near an area with a lot of hills and a lot of trees and kind of near some cemeteries, you will expect things to be there lah. A lot more, if not, you know.
Well, actually for morgue, right? Actually, I think it's the second morgue story I heard. But the first one I heard is not very creepy. It's like there's no actual ghost. You cannot see the actual ghost. Not like your friend can see the Pontianak, right? It was not even in Singapore. It was one of my overseas friends. Can I say the country or not?
Yeah.
Philippines.
Oh, Philippines.
So
okay.
he's a Filipino guy. He said that his friend was working in like the morgue also. And that day it was very stormy. It was very rainy. So I think the water system not so advanced also lah. So it was flooding quite a bit. And wow, the guy, right, his buddy went out. Then he was in the morgue alone. And then he suddenly saw the water creeping in from the door. It started flowing in. Then it started from his ankle. Then went up to his knees. Then went up to his thighs. Then afterwards he saw, right, some of the bodies were floating in the water.
What?
I was quite crazy. And he was like, oh my goodness, like, okay, I don't know, I need to ask my friend for help, right? But the signal was bad because it was rainy also.
Yeah.
Then he tried to call. Then nobody could, like, there was no connection. So he was stuck in that room alone. He's like, okay, I go and open the door. Okay, so he was inside a room. Usually you don't even need an access card. If you're inside, you just open the door, right?
Yeah.
You just press the button, open the door. For some reason, he pressed the button so many times, right? Tuck. But then the door was stuck. The door handle was stuck. He couldn't get out. And the bodies were like floating around him. So he was like, hey, this is crazy. Then he was there like, he's so scared. He was like trembling already. He was like praying like, please. Because the water was coming up.
Yeah.
And can you imagine like, as the water come up, right, the bodies get closer and closer to your face. That was crazy. So very luckily, he was like crouching, like not crouching down, sorry. He was just like clasping his hands together and trying to pray, right? And then luckily his buddy came, and then from outside they tapped the access key, and then he opened the door, and then he quickly scrambled to help him put the bodies back where they were supposed to be. Oh, but that was, it sounds so traumatic to me. I cannot imagine.
Like, I wouldn't even need a ghost in that scenario.
Yeah.
Just having the bodies down there is enough for me.
Just floating around you.
Yeah.
And he had no choice. He cannot leave, is it?
Yeah, because the door was stuck. Usually, I don't know why the door was stuck also that day.
Oh, it could be the water lah.
Maybe the water.
Maybe the water, but then you said his colleague managed to tap the access card and then open it.
From outside.
I mean, yes, it could be the water, but it's also a little bit creepy that, it only worked when somebody from outside.
And then he didn't manage to put the bodies in the fridge also lah, I guess. Or is it full?
I wouldn't want to do it myself also lah, to be fair.
I would much rather do it than...
No, but like if I'm a mock technician and there's bodies floating around, like, yes, I'm used to dealing with bodies lah, but them floating around is a different story altogether lah.
Yeah.
That's
like the dead bodies floating around. It's a crazy feeling. And it was like in the middle of the night because it was like stormy and rainy, right? It was like the perfect setting for a horror story to happen.
Yes.
Yeah. This is like nightmare feel. I cannot.
Yeah.
Is the guy okay?
Is the guy okay? I never asked that.
I mean,
if you're watching, please let us know.
Dude, I would imagine like traumatized as hell, bro. Like really, really traumatized.
I mean, it's hard to say because like if you're a mock technician, I imagine like, yes, it's creepy to have them floating around, but like I would like to think that he's used to being surrounded by bodies. Not in that way. That way is kind of freaky. But like if you put me in that scenario, that's it. I'll just be like, you know what? I'm just gonna drown. I'll just drown at this point.
Then you'll be one of the bodies.
Yeah, then at least things won't seem so creepy to me.
Wow. Easy way out.
Easy way out.
Just take the easy way out.
Yeah. Just I cannot.
Yeah. So Jency, do you have any more ghost stories for us?
Ghost stories. Not ghost cannot.
Oh,
creepy again.
But spirits.
Oh, yes.
Huh? Spirits not ghost, man? Isn't it the same thing?
Oh, not ghost. It's not spirits there. It's like hun.
Hun? Okay. Can. As long as it's hood spirits lah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, spirits lah. Okay. This one is, I like this story a lot. This is from one of my close friends. I like this story a lot because it reminded me of why I started getting into horror was because of my grandfather. So of course this story will involve a tangki lah, even though he wasn't the main character because I was my friend. So I'll call her Dora. Okay, it's not her real name.
Okay.
A few years ago, Dora was traveling overseas with her friends. A group of them very happily in another country. Like going overseas, spirits up everything. No pun intended.
You'll do well. You'll do well with these kind of puns.
Right. So they were taking the cab, and I can't remember was the highway or what, but very unfortunately, they got into an accident.
Right.
It was a very serious accident. Right. People were very seriously injured, and there were a few it was a group of them the group of them in the car. All of them were very seriously injured in this foreign land. So my friend, Dora, she was comatose. She was in the hospital and she couldn't so they were like, okay, we're going to send you back to Singapore. So they flew him back to Singapore. And when he reached Singapore, I think it took, I'm not sure how long it took before she she like woke up from her comatose state. But when she woke up, oh, by the way, Dora, she's like quite a docile person. Like if you need help, she'll help you. She's very easygoing, honestly. So when she woke up, right, her parents were around her, close friends and family. She couldn't even recognize her own mother. It was very serious. And she's really started, I know we say crazy like a lot of times throughout today, right? But she was like really crazy. Like she was trying to hurt people, very aggressive. She was just anyhow scope, was like, where's my friends? And it was really not her, not the kind of person that she is. And they even had to restrain her.
In the hospital?
In the hospital. They had to restrain her, and she wouldn't go to sleep. She would keep asking, where are my friends? And still cannot recognize her own mother. They had to give her sleeping jabs just so that she could go to sleep. She didn't want to eat anything. She was very violent. So it was like that for I think about like 1+ weeks. And the doctors were like, I don't know, like why is she like that? Maybe still a transition phase for her. But okay, so the family was very worried. They went to a tanki, like went to a temple, and they sought help from the divine. Like when medical intervention doesn't help, you go to the divine. So they went to the temple and asked, so what is happening to my daughter? Why is she like that? She's not this kind of person. And the tanki, like during the ritual, he was saying like, like for Chinese, we believe that you have 7 hun, 7 hun.
三魂七魄.
三魂七魄, right? So you got like 7 spirits. He said that 你的女儿只剩6魂. So your daughter only has 6. One of it is missing. But we don't know where it is now. That's why her condition is like that. And if you want her to be back to normal, you must act fast. So they're like, okay, yeah, please save her. Then throughout the 3 days, they were conducting like rituals, like trying to find the last soul, spirit back. Then during the 3 days, I was asking Dora, like, so how was it like? Was it, were you back to normal or what? She said it was like an in and out. Sometimes she'll be back to normal. She can recognize her mother. Then the next moment, right, she'll be like, who are you? And just go all like polysic. She's just like aggressive and violent. But sometimes she's back to her normal self, like 50-50. So 3 days later, there was one day when then they successfully managed to get the hun back, right? I asked her, how was it like? She said, that day I was sleeping and I had a dream. In that dream, I wasn't myself. I wasn't Dora. I wasn't even human. I think I had like the face of an elephant, body of a tiger. I was like some kind of like half animal, half, don't know what she was. And I was in a very big jungle. I don't know where I was walking. I was walking very aimlessly. So she just kept walking and walking and walking until I came to this very vast lake. But the lake was the waters were very dark. They were very murky, like very dark waters. I don't know what prompted me to go into that lake as that weird animal that I was. She just walked in. The further she walked in, she felt herself drown in that lake actually, but she continued walking. She knew she was going to drown. She walked. And after she went down, she resurfaced. When she came back up of that lake, she opened her eyes and she saw hospital ceiling, human hands, human feet. And she was very shocked. She's like, why am I human? Like, eh. Then she recognized her mother. And then everyone was like, how are you feeling? They were very concerned for her, right? And she was just like, I like what's wrong? What happened to me? She didn't even remember for the 2 weeks that she was just being crazy, but it was after that she was back to normal. So her parents, they were like, thank goodness. And I was very happy, of course. And they went back to the temple. They said, okay, I think, you should go and thank the God lah for helping you, saving your life, bringing you back safely. So she went to the temple and she found the tanki again. Then of course, how the ritual works lah, like the spirit, the God will come onto his body. And then because my friend had face fractures, she had there were a lot of scars. She had to go through a lot of surgery for her face to be back to normal. And even now, you can still see the scars very visible, actually. It was on... let me think how her face looks like. I think it was on her right side. The scars were all on the right side. But when she went back, the tangki, touched her face on the left side and said, "Oh, girl, don't worry, your face will be fine. You'll be fine. It hurts now, but you'll be fine." And then afterwards, she said, "I really believe in this now, because actually all of you see that the right side of my face has scars, but it's not painful at all. It is the left side that is hurting a lot." And who else would know? I never told anybody except the gods who helped me. So that was her reason and her conviction as to why she came to believe so strongly in this. So now she's a very strong believer lah.
So she okay already lah?
She okay already.
This was a long time ago, is it?
Some years back.
So when they did the tangki ritual, she was in the hospital lah.
She was in hospital.
She was like, because she cannot leave, right?
Cannot leave her.
Yeah.
They had to tie her down.
Okay. Can say the country or not?
Cannot.
Why?
Why cannot say?
Is it because of the tangki? Is it a spiritual reason?
Not a spiritual reason.
It's a legal reason.
Legal reason. But the tangki was in Singapore. They came back already. Like they flew her back.
So emergency evacuation lah. Back. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, so it reminded me of
no fatalities.
Right?
The accident, or it's just
this one.
Everybody very, very seriously injured.
Seriously injured. There were some fatalities.
Okay. Understand. Okay. Wow. But your friend is around your age lah.
Yeah, quite young.
Wow.
So it was I feel like it was very life changing. These kind of things. You never know. You just go holiday, right?
Yeah.
You just want to have fun. Then something so life changing happens to you.
Dude.
You almost lost your life.
Yeah.
But thankfully she managed to come back lah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, losing your life is one thing, and then going through everything after what happened also,
Yeah. So
and then so she doesn't remember that whole stretch between flying back to Singapore.
Nothing.
She doesn't remember any of that.
Yeah, her last memory was when she was in the car.
Wow.
And all this was supported by all the people that saw her being crazy in the hospital, all her close friends and family, which I believe have no reason to lie to her.
Yeah.
Dude.
I know, man.
That's next level, and there's a quite amazing. She really got quite intense story.
See, this is why you're like, got no ghosts. We still want to talk. No, it still works.
I get it. Yeah, it's spirit lah. It's soul. The soul.
Yeah. But I want to quote her. I think her life attitude is very good. She said after I saw her, so after this entire experience, right? How are you feeling? What's your life motto now? Did anything change for you? She was like, now I just believe that even if your life sucks, just do it. Life is just like that. This is life. So kind of, I guess, I think I'm very inspired by her, going through something so life-changing and traumatic, surviving it all and still having such a positive outlook on life.
Yeah.
Now you can still see the scars on her face, like a reminder of what happened to her in the past, but she's very forward-looking.
I see. Wow.
See, this is also what I mean by educational. The whole 7 spirits thing. I had no idea. Okay, I knew about it before this episode, but he told me about it. I was like, oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the context was, but I only found out, I think, within the last year.
No, the twist. I know it's the San Chipo story. My prediction when you were telling the story was more of because the accident was so serious, another spirit entered the body, took over the body. That's why the personality changed.
I see.
Yeah, but then it's the spirit lost because the impact or something, I don't know, then lost it. There could be, because you're so close to death already, very, very close to death. Then maybe the soul split out. Yeah. So I think one of our previous guests, Jitong, also mentioned that is the depending on 八字 also. Sometimes your soul is very aligned to the other world somehow lah. Then you're more likely to go cross. Like he said that he said incredible crossover, very fast, easy crossover, very, very fast one. Yeah. So then you have to pull it back.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, you talk about it being a near-death experience also. I mean, you see, and it's not like any particular religion, but you see a lot of people when they're close to death, they start seeing like, oh, their long dead relatives are in the hospital with them. And everything. And I it's not any specific like denomination, because I've seen it across all different religions. And it's always, I suppose, being that close, you know, you're more susceptible to things happening, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh.
As in at that point where you're lying in a hospital bed. Or
Yeah, I mean, not even just in the hospital, but like if you're so close to death already.
Okay.
Yeah, because like even I've known people who, like, you know, when they were sick and they weren't in the hospital yet, but they were sick, and you know, it might have been something terminal, and they're at home, and they'll see like, you know, long dead relatives.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Hospitals as well, but like even at home. So it's a case of just being closer to passing on, I guess. You know, the logical explanation could be like, you know, your brain activity isn't what it used to be before. But also at the same time, like, you know, there's something, I would say, almost poetic about being that close to death and then you seeing long dead relatives also. Yeah.
So usually by then you would know that your time is kind of up lah.
Yeah,
Right?
it's almost like
Indication.
Yeah, the sweet way of thinking about it is that your long dead relatives are welcoming you to the afterlife. Like, as they're like, it's your time. Come, we'll take you there. You don't have to do this journey on your own.
I've heard of like stories where it is your long dead relatives who, you know, visit you before you pass on, right?
Yeah.
But there are some stories that also, it's not your long dead relatives who turn up. Really? It's like some kind of Grim Reaper. No?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, depends. Some see the divine being that they pray to.
Oh yeah.
To come and fetch them.
Yeah.
Some see I guess underworld guardians.
Yeah.
Then some see spirits. Some see all forms of spirits.
Yeah.
Wow.
Depend on you. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's quite.
I see. So it's like it depends on what you believed in your lifetime lah, is it?
Yeah.
I guess
because it's
so.
your context, ma.
Yeah, I think it's like your belief system, but also like, you know, if you're seeing people, maybe that's the thing that's most comforting to you at that time, I guess. So if you like see like, you know, deities or gods or anything like that, then maybe that's what comforts you, I suppose.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know, one of my relatives, she was like many years. One of my relatives was in the hospital, and then for her she saw like 牛头马面, which is horse. Horse and cow.
Horse head and ox face.
Yeah.
And they were bringing like the shackles, like the chains.
To her.
Yeah, she heard the chain sounds. Because back then her vision on the last few moments, her vision was quite obscure already because of some illness lah. And she said she could hear the chains, like the chain sounds. She said they're coming to shackle me up, and she saw the ox head, horse face, or horse head, ox face. Yeah.
So she saw it lah.
Yeah.
So you know how it made her feel to see them?
Scared, very scared.
Yeah, because I imagine like they're coming to shackle you up. That's
quite
very scared.
This is like our equivalent of Grim Reaper lah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Grim Reaper, is it a Christian thing?
No.
Is it a more thing lah? Just Western.
Yeah, it's a Western thing lah.
You know you know when I first saw it?
You saw the Grim Reaper?
No.
Okay.
I saw like what it's like lah.
Okay.
Like the idea of a Grim Reaper. The Sims, bro. My Sims died. Then the Grim Reaper come. Like, what is this? What is this? Why am my Sim gonna take her away? Then I went to Google. Oh shit, it's a thing. I was like, who is this guy?
This is not the direction I thought you were going to go. I gotta be honest.
Plot twist, yo.
I can't remember whether like, I mean, I was never the most religious person when I was a kid also lah. But I can't remember whether in Christianity and Catholicism there's such a thing as like an angel of death, or is that a concept that has been like popularized? I can't remember whether it's a real thing. I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, for Chinese is if you believe in the hell, it means that you need to go to the court lor. Every single court for every single sin lor. Then you have to serve your time. Yeah.
I do know that when, and this is again, half of this is probably stuff I remember from when I was a kid. Half of it might be something else. I do remember that for Catholicism, it's not death for individuals, but like there is the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. So it's, I can't remember, like pestilence, war, famine, and then death. And I'll be honest, I only remember this because when I think 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, I think of X-Men.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. So that's my context for it lah. But that's why I don't know whether the angel of death is a specific thing for the religion or something that just from Western media kind of became its own
I
thing.
think it could be Western media lah.
I think it could be, but
Yeah,
it's also possible that it's got some kind of biblical roots as well lah.
Of course.
Yeah. Again, I'm not the most religious person, so if anybody knows this, please in the
Yeah,
comments.
they confirm will let you know.
Yeah. I'll do my call to action, but I know you guys will let me know.
Yeah. Speaking of call to action,
Look at you. Look at that smooth segue. Wonderful.
okay, speaking of call to action, I mean, it's really, really fun having you on the
Yeah.
show. Thank you so much for
Yes.
sharing. Like your
Thank you
shows,
for having me on your show. Yeah.
it's so. It made us feel so much.
I like
emotional roller coasters.
Yeah. I glanced up at the clock and I was like, has that much time passed?
Yeah, it's like sad, right? Then
Yeah.
after that you go like, what the hell? What is this? Yeah. It's
And,
quite a good
and
mix.
thankfully, the way you tell the stories, I never could tell which direction I was going to go.
Yeah.
So what happened? Like, oh,
Yeah. So before we let you go, we always ask our guests this lah. So what are some of your favorite horror movies, books, comics, video games, or TV shows?
Anything, like,
Anything. As long as it's horror lah.
As long as it's horror. I know you might think that I consume a lot of horror media, but it kind of really stops at podcasts solely.
That's absolutely fine. I'm very scared to watch horror movies.
Maybe
as
you can name a few horror podcasts that you really like. It can be outside of Singapore also.
well. Yeah.
I love 做工讲鬼.
I would never would have guessed that would have been on your list.
Surprise.
Okay.
And I also really like Malam Seram
Yeah.
and Kisah Rukia.
Oh.
Wait, you can understand Bahasa?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Wow.
Because I took it in... I studied Bahasa as my third language in secondary school, and then I
nice.
continued it in uni. So I'm like minoring in Malay.
Nice.
Wow.
See, when you say future horror content, right? You're not kidding. You've got at least 3 markets cornered. Well
Yeah,
done.
dude. Okay, so
I'm not that good. I'm not good with Bahasa. Not that fluent at Bahasa, but
okay,
I
which
can
one is
understand.
more fluent? Your Mandarin or your Bahasa?
Mandarin lah.
I have to ask, right?
If not, I'm on Warna leh.
Oh, sekali you got hidden talents. You think that my Mandarin good? I show you.
That's just so you know. I think she might be coming for your jobs.
Yeah.
You better hope that she doesn't get more fluent.
No, Das is better than me.
Yeah, Das is really.
Das is very talented. Yeah.
Like I said, he's not one race, he's Singaporean.
So, this question we ask all our guests, right? It can be anything. For us, it's very stupid.
Yeah.
But what scares you the most?
Doesn't have to be ghosts.
It doesn't have to be ghosts. Yeah. It can be
What
anything.
scares me the most?
Yeah.
I think being broke and homeless on the streets scares me the most.
Very concerned
That's a good one.
with the current trajectory of chicken rice prices.
In this economy,
yeah.
that is the ghost
economy.
story.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you up to next, and where can people find you online? So plug,
Tell
please.
everybody about where to
Plug
find
this
you.
camera. Plug,
What I'm up to next, I will continue being your solo host on Too Many Ghosts nowadays. You can find me on Instagram at tmgn_podcast. You will receive updates on what I'm doing, not really where I'm going, but what the show is doing. And you also can find me on all the platforms: Spotify, Me Listen, Apple Podcast. Too Many Ghosts nowadays.
Nice.
And where else? That's it.
Oh, that's it.
No 做工.
Hey, 做工 also can. Sorry. You edit out lah. 做工 also.
We're totally living that in.
Okay, so you can also find.
You can also catch me on Friday nights at Love 972做工讲鬼
What time? What time?
11 p.m. to 12 a.m.
Yeah, 11 to 12.
I like how you asked her what time as if she was the one that got the time wrong just now. No.
No lah, I must share the time.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, thank you so much for coming to our show.
This was
Thank you
wonderful.
for having me.
So fun, very fun. Yeah.
Had a good time as
Let
well.
us know if you want her to come on again.
Yeah.
Maybe you tell ghost stories in Mandarin. Confused the hell away.
I'll sit out here, go get water, sit down, check my phone.
Then he say Huan Dai Ni Hao.
Ni hao. All right.
Okay, we'll do our usual sign off. And 3, 2, 1.
And remember,
Just because they're stories, it doesn't mean they're not true. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
If you want to stay up to date on HANTU or listen to our other podcasts like Ghost Maps, subscribe now and follow us on social media. Look for We Are HANTU or click the links in the description. You can also be one of our supporters on Patreon. Dead Air is a HANTU production, hosted by Kyle Ong and Wayne Ray, with album art by Jolene Lim, and recorded on Audio Technica mics.